We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rockin' with the team. I heard you rockin' with the team.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rockin' with the team.
I heard you rockin' with the team.
Just to tune into the podcast. All right.
What's good, y'all? I'm Roy.
I'm Jeremiah.
We back at it again with another episode of We Gotta Do Better.
What episode number is this?
19?
It's 19.
Is it 19?
It's definitely
All right,
19.
I don't know, bro.
It's 19. It's 19.
Right,
It's
word.
19.
Yo, you testing me.
Yeah.
It's been, I don't know. But yeah.
It's been a minute.
Episode number 19.
What's going on, everybody? So, we about to talk about things that, damn, I don't even want to start like that, actually. I'll just start it regular. So, I was having a conversation with somebody this past week, and we were talking about how, it's a very, very common debate that's always have, like, do you need to go to college to be successful?
Yeah, when we should have been talked about this a while ago.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised that we didn't talk about it. And then when you said you had that conversation, I was like, yeah, that's definitely got to be the next episode.
It's funny because we was actually already talking about, like, we're going to do something like that already. So, like, when I was having this conversation, it made me realize, like, this is definitely something that we were supposed to talk about. And I feel like it's a very important conversation to have because a lot of times, we were raised on the mindset and the idea that, you're supposed to go to college, you're supposed to do this, da-da-da-da-da. Like after high school is college. That's how a lot of households were raised.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, it's a changing generation. How do you feel about that? Like, what do you think? Do you think you still need to go to college in order to be successful?
That's obviously it's going to be no. You don't need to go. It's not a necessity to go. I am leaning more on you should go though. But it's not a necessity to be successful, quote unquote successful. You don't need to go to college.
Nah, I feel the same way. I don't feel like you need to go to college. I feel more so that
I think you should go to college though.
I feel like you should have a plan. I feel like if you don't go to college, that's cool. If you don't want to go to the regular 4-year college or whatever the case may be, that is fine. But at the end of the day, you need to have a plan. You need to have a goal. So, for example, there's people that do like plumbing and stuff like that. They don't need to go to college for that.
Yeah, you
they
don't
go to trade school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things where I feel like personally, it all depends.
That's why I said you should go to school, because just it's off the strength that you have to further your education. So your formal education could stop after high school, but your education in general shouldn't stop after high school.
Yeah, honestly, you know what I think? I feel like it's important. I feel like it's important to go to college, not for the degree though. I don't feel like the importance of college isn't the degree itself.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's more so I feel like there's a certain level of togetherness that you obtain after going to school because it's like you're put through trials and different tribulations where it's like,
that you don't get
when you're in high school. It's like now you're an adult, you have to make these executive decisions, and a lot of people don't make it. So when you get that degree, that degree doesn't forget the intelligence of the education aspect. That degree signifies like a level of togetherness. Like you have to.
Yeah, you went through something.
You have to have a certain level of togetherness.
It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah,
like
you have to have a certain way to conduct yourself. I was actually even speaking to somebody else also in the past week about it, and they was telling me, it was like, the degree is cool, but it's like you feel like it's not even about the degree itself. It's like when you go to college, there's a certain way that you start to conduct yourself. There's a certain way that because you are experiencing outside things a lot sooner, where it's like you have to be a certain way, and you.
I mean, the college and the real world is two different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like an alternate reality if you're keeping it stacked. But there's some tools that you pick up along the way, that are useful for the real life situations.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I guess if we talk about the difference between people that just graduate high school, and then people that go to 2-year colleges, people that go to 4-year college, and then people go, they have higher than that, so they go for their doctorate, PhD, all of that. There's a clear difference in terms of income over your lifetime. I know that's a statistic. Like if someone that graduated high school and then someone that got a 4-year degree, over the lifetime, the person that has the degree, they'll have on average $1 million more of income over the lifetime.
Even on a degree aspect, bro, if you look at it, it's not even about the degrees, because when you go to college, you network, you meet people.
Mhm.
So it's more so like, you know, when you meet this guy, that's
Yeah, that was
this
actually a point that
class.
I was thinking about that I was going to talk about later.
Mm,
But you know that I mean, yeah, we go with that. There's a it's called like social capital.
yeah.
So when you go to a 4-year college or any type, if you go to more school, you're getting more degree, like you said before.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're earning social capital. The amount of people that I've met in the 4 years upstate compared to if I just stayed here, like there's no question that I've met more people that can do favors for me.
Yeah, it's definitely a very important form of like networking, you know, and it's like it's important because when you network and you meet these people, they come from different walks of life than you do, and it's not the same as high school where like, you know, everybody's fostered in from the same area.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, you know, when you get to college, that's when you start to understand yourself more. You start to like, that's when like your conscious thinking starts to like really truly develop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, like you said, people when you go to college with, those are the people that are more likely, more willing to be able to do things for you because they're more able to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in the same notion, I feel like, you know, a lot of people also are able to be very successful and build a lot of success off of just
Not going.
not going.
All right. Let's break that down. So for someone that didn't go to college, what are paths for them to be successful? What do you think? Like, because you know we have a lot of people that didn't go to college. Because I feel like there's a way to go about it. If you didn't experience any college and you talk about I don't need college because of da 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 da. All right, cool. You don't need college. What you doing right now? Like if you're talking about my situation or whatever, you know how people like we doing the same thing. I ain't go to college, but so you didn't go to college. So going to college is clearly a handicap or whatever. What was your advantage by not going to college? Where are you at now? There's people that don't go to college. They have a plan. Like, I'm going to start this business. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna start. You got an early start. That's fine. But most people that don't go to college say, I ain't need that. And they almost try to talk down on a degree, as if like
It's
that's a
funny
waste, like as
'cause
if it's a
I
waste
feel
of
like
time.
majority of people that do that, it's not even that they feel like it's a waste of time. Because most of the people that talk down on degrees like that without a plan, they wish that they went.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, they don't understand the value in it. Like, you know, we all go to school. Like, well, people that went to college and stuff like that, you know, a lot of them, they went to school and stuff like that. They bust their butt, go crazy, and do that for a piece of paper. And in hindsight, it's like this paper. Most of the time, when you get to the job, is when you learn what you need.
What you need.
Like
The paper is only it's like it's just a test. Like, all right, what's the quality of
it's just to show what quality of like academic institutionalization.
Yeah, like
are you willing to endure?
Yeah, that's
basically? 'Cause it's like,
literally what it is.
you know, when you go to a job, most of the time, that's where you learn. Like, you know, you get the real life experience there. You get the actual experience. And I forgot there was a statistic on it. It's like majority of people get their degrees in something, but end up their careers are something completely different than the degree itself.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, and that's also goes into the stigma of people that didn't go to college, bro. Y'all not even doing what y'all went to school for anyway. Which yes, that is right. You don't. Most people are not even in this. They switch majors. They switch but that's their time to experiment. I've seen a lot of people go from athletic training to teaching to criminology.
Even in my instance, I started off doing physical therapy stuff, and then I ended up switching over because I realized, I'm be real with you, I could get that degree, I could have got that doctorate, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I would be 50 years old. I'd hate my life. I'd be miserable. I'd have a midlife crisis because I was thinking long term. That's not something I want to do long term.
Yeah.
And to be in those fields, you have to really be committed. That's something you have to want. And I didn't want it.
But you see how so most people don't do what they actually went to school for, or people while in school they're switching, bouncing back and forth. I think that's actually important to try new things. Yeah. Like to go. Let me try criminology. Let me try physical therapy. Let me try to be a doctor. Let me try to be a nurse. Let me let me study business. Right. Mm-hmm. When you're, let's be real, 17, 18-year-olds, you don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life.
It's funny. You really don't.
You don't. And you don't know what you're good at.
When I was 16.
Did you know what you wanted to do?
I think I want to be a politician.
You thought, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like
All right,
16. Like, you have an idea what you just don't know what
yeah,
you'll do.
you have things that pique your interest, but you haven't experienced any of them,
Exactly.
so you don't know what's gonna stick, right?
It's funny, yeah,
And
when you say that.
but not
'Cause
going.
think about it.
Yeah.
When I was doing physical therapy, at first the mindset was like, I got injured in high school. I want to help people. I want to give back. That was
Same,
the mindset.
same thing with
You
me.
know, that's what we thought. And then we actually experienced it. It's like, yo, actually, is this what I want to do?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
But that exactly. But when you're not in school, so when you don't go to college, there's no real experimentation that you're really doing, like in a structured way, I should say.
Yeah,
Because you obviously life is trial and error.
absolutely.
But when you don't go to school, now it's get a job. Okay, what job are you gonna get? You have no skills. You're 17, 18 years old. What do you want to do? You know what I'm trying to say?
And what I feel like happens a lot, I done seen it, it's crazy. A lot of people, they would get this job, see money being thrown at them because they're working an excess amount of hours, and because
they're touching more money than they used to.
They're like, you know what? All right, let me pick up another job. I can double that. And it's like, at that point, I personally feel like when you start to do that, you put yourself in a bad position because you block out your the vision.
Yeah. You're settling. You're settling for a little check.
Yeah, because think about it, bro. It's like, somebody's working two jobs, two part-time jobs. They trying to, or two full-time jobs, but like they're working without the degree, whatever case may be.
And they're only working for money.
Yeah, not even a certificate, anything like that. It's like, you stop yourself because you're chasing the money. Ironically, you're working harder, not smarter. So
and you're not thinking long term.
Yeah, there's no long term thought in it because at that point you're just like, all right, if I work 40 hours here, I work 40 hours here, I work 8 hours.
Stack up this money. I could buy a house. I could do this. I could go vacation.
Yeah, but in reality, that's not the way to go about it.
And to me, some people they missing the scope. Like you're not seeing the bigger picture. All right, I could work. I could grind for a couple years and get some more money. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. But you're getting money for what? For what? You're working this hard for what? Long term. What do you think? What do you see yourself doing? You see yourself working that? And I don't want to come across crazy when I say something like this, but honestly, like how people say, "Oh, I'm gonna just get a union job. I'm gonna just do this," and yeah, you're right. If you don't need to go to school for that, and if that's what you want to do, that's cool. But it's more so on like,
nah, hold on that, because even with these union jobs, you need certificates, bro. So I don't even go there with that one.
You need certificates for all.
No, most of them. Most of them you gotta do trainings and stuff like that. And union jobs are hard to get.
I said, So all right.
Don't even go there with that one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I know people that because sanitation and stuff like that. Those dudes.
What do you like? Do you need certificates for that? Nah, right?
Nah, you need training. I believe. I don't know exactly to the
everyone
extent,
you need general training.
But it's like.
All right, do you need to go to trade school to be a sanitation worker?
Nah, I don't believe so.
All right, so that's an example.
But
yeah.
But I mean, but those jobs are very important. So I wouldn't even say that. I'm talking about working at working retail.
Okay.
So, stuff like that, doing.
Yeah, they just getting by, for money.
Yeah, because sanitation jobs and those union jobs, bro, you're waiting in line for years.
Yeah, no, because there's security. You do get good money.
Yeah.
My aunt making $100-something K doing. She head of sanitation by where I'm at. So yeah, that is not what I'm really saying. I'm saying more so they're doing it for money. You see, if someone goes,
okay.
They're like, oh, I'm gonna just grind, I'm gonna get money, and I'm gonna go have a house.
Right, because if you think about it, nobody want to clean up garbage. Nobody wakes up anyone but somebody has
they
to
settling.
do it.
But they settling for it. Yo, I'm gonna just do this. It's good bread
they
for now.
They settling, but shout out to those people that's doing that, because you better than me. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But somebody has to do it.
Yeah, but
somebody has to do it.
Kind of what my point was. Like when you go for a 4-year degree, at least you're thinking long term. You're like, all right, after I get this degree, I'm gonna be valuable to the marketplace.
Bro, it's crazy. Not even. Some people are thinking face value. People just get into the school like, yeah, I'm gonna get this degree.
And those are the ones that's get kicked out
early,
right after the first semester because they lost their mind.
Yeah, because it's funny because college really shows you need to have some kind of vision for yourself in order to finish, because you get thrown into a jungle.
I've seen a lot of people drop like flies from the first year to the last year.
I done seen people leave high school in honor roll, get to college and fail out in the first semester
because they lose their mind. But That's
Yeah.
bro. But
It's a
that,
lack
how
of
else?
vision. They know they so like.
But
high
that's why I
school's
say you
different,
should
though.
go though. You should go because you don't know if you like it,
Hold on,
if it's good for you or not.
hold on. That's going away from the question. The question was if you need it to be successful. You don't. But as far as my opinion on going, I 1,000% feel like you should go to college. I feel like you should go not for the degree, even if you want to go for 2 years.
Yeah.
Go away. Go away. Experience life. Literally, I told my little brother to do that. You know why? Because when you go away to school, you're forced to grow up.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's either you grow up or you get kicked out because you were a kid. So
No, that is fact.
it's a very simple. And then you're gonna get put in different situations, different experiences, but you learn from them. You grow.
Like you and I are both perfect examples of how going away for school like changed us.
Yeah.
Versus when we stayed here, and then versus our friends that we know that never went away to school.
It's funny, because when I went away to school. I'm not really the same person I was when I first left originally.
And
So
you had
I had to grow up.
You had both perspectives because
both
you went away to
perspectives.
school and then you commuted to school.
Yeah, I highly don't.
So there's a difference from going away from where you grew up and where you're around, and then from
Everyone go
just
away.
going to more school
Go away.
where you're from, seeing the same things. Not
Yeah.
it's more or less it's still different than not going to school at all, but it's
My
definitely
thing
different
is,
from going away.
I feel like I kind of got this from my dad, but more so like when you don't go outside and experience life, like go away for school or like open yourself to new things. Your knowledge is very minimal.
Yeah.
So it's like compared to like some of our friends that didn't go away to school, it's like their vision on life, like
It's narrow.
it's narrow because this is all they see, that's all they know.
Yeah.
Compared to like me and you and like some of our other friends that went away for school, it's like where our eyes are open to like a different spectrum.
It's
of
like
things.
I had a lifelong amount of experiences all in 4 years.
Yeah,
Like what I've seen, what I've heard, what I did. Like just in 4 years, it was like a lifetime of things that you can't even explain unless you was there, unless you experienced it also.
You had to be there.
So yeah, you had to be there. So other people that go away understand. Yo, that I know what you mean. Yo, back in college days, those were crazy, right? And then the people that didn't, they can't relate. They don't know what that means. They don't know what it means to be around other people that aren't like you.
And then if you think about it, also it plays another role in your circle. Like if you don't go to college,
Circle is still smaller.
it kind of sorta. But I feel like actually relatively
Your circle is smaller.
on a relative term, yes, because of the fact if you think about it, I go to college, I meet people, right? Even though you remember that there, you go to college, your freshman year class, you got like 20 homies. By senior year, it's like four or five of y'all regular, right? But it's funny if you think about it. Those 4 or 5 people that you tight with, bro, somebody probably lives Arizona, somebody lives in Seattle, somebody lives, all across. And at that point, you meet they people, and then it's just a network. And it's like now your understanding is different.
Yeah.
So
Networking is something that everyone says you have to do, right? In the business world and everywhere. It's who you know.
yeah.
And what better place to find more people than to go to school?
True.
If you don't go to school, you're limited to the people that you know in high school, whether you mess with them or you don't.
Even in a job,
And now you're capped right there. But now when you go to school and do over 4 years, you experience a lot of different people, meet a lot of different people. Now you can go call someone over there. You can call someone over there in this sector. Oh, I know someone that does business. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know someone that does does that. They can help you with this. They can help you with that. Now you could call a friend. Me playing football, one of the best things that football literally has done so much for me.
We're gonna have we might have to have like a little conversation about that too, because it's like football, man. Like playing sports in general, was extremely important.
It's important. It's very important for networking.
Very not even for
yes,
networking, personal development, all of that. Yeah,
finish your point. Finish your point.
No, I get what you're saying. Because like on a collegiate level too, absolutely. Because like if you look at it, I look back, some of the people that I was on the same team with, it's like a lot of these dudes are doing different things. A lot of these dudes got the MBAs. A lot of dudes is doctors.
And when I had left Cortland, immediately after we have like the seniors are in the group chat or whatever, and they were saying some dudes I know from Long Island. Well, they put in the chat like, oh, everybody go follow me on LinkedIn, whatever. I got this job thing I'm setting up that has good that's paying good. if y'all need the plug, I'ma swing y'all the info and we gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, off the strength.
And off the strength that it just but it was more so if I didn't go to college, I wasn't gonna get that connect, or if I needed that help, and then someone else was like, oh yeah, I work in this sector, I work in the banking sector. Oh, I gotta hook up with this.
Yeah, bro.
So now, whatever you doing in life, it don't matter if you have a friend that know a friend that know a friend that know a guy that do this, that do that. Oh, I could go make a call real quick and I could help you do this.
Yeah, bro. Yo, that's
when people talk to me and say if money's a conversation, I always have I throw a little alley to my mans. I was like, yeah, well, one of my close mans, he a financial advisor, He young just like us, but he working with people that make six figures or whatever. He could get your finances right. Yeah, get your retirement plan right.
Is that a beautiful thing? Cause I'm thinking about it, bro. Like if you actually think about it, we had a point where like networking is so valuable. It's like I want to get to a point where I'm talking to somebody and they're like, "Yo, can you like? Do you know somebody that could do this?" And I got a person for everything.
Mm-hmm. That's
it's like, yo, my man's got da da da. My man's got da da da. You know, it's to the point where I wanted, and it actually brings us back to like, let's bring this a little further back, like to like the whole purpose of even this podcast itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we want to be able to have people not only our age, you know, doing things, being able to like have ownership of different things.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like it's very important that you network and stuff like that. And then when you go to these schools and stuff like that, you meet like-minded individuals.
Yeah, exactly.
For the most part, you're not gonna always, but like you know, you meet individuals that also have a similar vision.
Mm-hmm.
So also disclaimer, we want people to understand this whole episode is not about us trying to promote you to encourage you to go to college.
Yeah.
That's not the purpose. You know, we just giving our input in
from what we see.
From what we see. So,
we college graduates,
yeah,
so we can only tell you what we know.
Yeah. But we also did understand that like, you know, there's definitely a different way. So I was gonna ask you this question. I feel like I know the answer, right? But with all the information that we have now, the resources and understanding that like you don't have to go to college in order to be successful. You don't need any of that.
Yeah.
Would you still
100% yes.
100%, right? Yeah, I kind of.
I would still go to college. Yes.
I kind of figured that.
There's things you cannot get unless you experience it.
Absolutely.
There's memories. I can't even express it because only people that experienced it know what I mean. I can't talk. If you didn't go to school, I cannot explain to you what I experienced. You know, we went to two different schools, but here we here with it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you talk about all the experience level. You sound like I'm talking about all the successful level of. I mean, all right, fine. Bro, success is linked to the experience. I get it.
Bro,
all right.
You know what I'm trying to say, bro?
All right. I see what you're trying to
say. Think of when you 18, right? You never been in the, especially coming from where we from, right? In Queens, right?
Yeah.
Or South Queens. How many white people have you had conversations with about whatever the hell? I don't know. About something.
I'm not gonna lie.
Your perspective is so small.
Going to college was my first time ever
really chopping it up with someone that's not like you, right?
Yes, ever. I went to Washington Heights with a bunch of Dominicans, but I will say that was the first time I was ever in class with a white person. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was alive for 18 plus years, and this is my first time sitting in a classroom and really, with a person
and having
of the
friends
opposite race.
And it's not what the teacher is telling you or whatever what you learned in school. It was human to human. Same thing with me. My roommate when I was a freshman, and his name is Liam. He white, right?
Yeah.
I still talk to him to this day. Last month I drove out to Long Island, had lunch with him. Like this is one of my close friends. Yeah. I've been at his house.
I remember Liam.
He's actually about to be a police officer. Actually, at 113 precinct. That's crazy.
I
right?
hope he make a change.
Right thing, Liam. Right, but
I will say
and he was gonna do me a favor. He said, "Oh, I know my aunt is a teacher in the DOE, whatever. She could hook you up with a job, whatever." That networking just like that. Right, exactly. He was like, "Yo, I'm doing something. I could go pull a favor or whatever. I could pull you a favor."
Yeah, bro.
And I wouldn't have had that connection if I had not went to school.
Exactly. And speaking of that, my roommate Jake, like sophomore year, I still talk to him. I actually spoke to him the other day. Yo, shout out to Jake. He just got his doctorate.
Oh, word.
Dr. Masterikas. I like that. You know what I'm saying? It's dope.
Look, if you don't go to college, you can't be a doctor. You can't get that title.
Yeah, see. But when you go to school, you meet these people, and it's like just like you said, if I didn't go, I would never know that man. So it's like he's doing PT now. So it's like now one of my closest friends is somebody that's doing physical therapy, and I feel like when you don't go to school, like it kind of limits, but not really. I feel like there's a way to get around it.
What's the point? What you trying? What's the
Like,
point you're trying to make?
I'm trying to make basically like it when you don't go away to school, like when you don't go to college, it kind of limits the quality of people you might come into contact with.
Because, 100%.
Because of the fact, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like
no, that
right. Yeah.
If you're in a neighborhood where most people don't go to school, you're limited to that circle of people. And when you go to school, now you have a broader experience.
Yeah.
So now you have, I don't want to say higher quality people, but expanded thinking, I guess. Their perspective is different than the world. So now you have a better perspective of the world. If you can only see this and they can only see this, if y'all come together, now y'all seeing all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Was that a good analogy?
I get what you're saying. Yeah. So
if I'm used to looking that way and you used to looking that way, but now I could tell you about what, and we can.
I feel like that's the sole purpose. The sole purpose of college is to
mingle. It's to learn. It's to
mingle. Yeah, but to get different points of view of life.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing that you can.
Yeah, because you gotta learn to live with people, all that nonsense. So it's like it's just one big experience. I feel like everyone should try. I feel like it's not really linked directly to success in itself, but it opens your mind to different
your interpersonal skills. Your interpersonal skills is automatically
interpersonal
boosted.
skills, and then you learn a different range of different things because you're dealing with different people who are in different things. Like you could be around somebody who you guys will go to the same school, but this kid is from like a very rich family that does equities and all this stuff. Yeah. And you from the block, you know?
I know kids from every spectrum,
of
every
life.
color, every part of New York, people from California, people from Florida, all went to my one school.
So what I would say
is a melting pot.
The degree isn't important. That's not what's important about college. It's the experience in itself, learning and meeting new people.
Yeah, that's what's the most valuable.
That's the most valuable thing that you're gonna get out of college. Like anybody tells you that they went to college and a degree is the most important thing, they didn't really go to college and they didn't learn.
I do wanna switch gears real fast.
Yeah, that's
kind of why I did that. We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rocking with the team.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rocking with the team. You better tune into the podcast. Serious talks for all laughs.
Push positivity on the broadcast. Real, Roy.
Don't forget Jeremiah.
The content we cover is straight fire. Came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rocking with the team.
To kind of switch gears, to have your perspective on it. So I don't know. I want to know how to phrase this question. Oh, all right. Here's the perfect way to phrase this question. What did you learn valuable? Like what is something valuable that you learned from college, academically wise? Like is there one thing that you could just tell like this, whatever you majored in, right? Can you if you was asked to lecture on whatever you studied for an hour, could you do it?
You ready? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yo, bro.
Nah, play.
Yo, bro, bro.
Yo.
That's tough. Cause if you ask most people,
that's exactly what they're gonna tell you. I promise you that's what they're gonna tell you.
But if you ask most people, and this is also like conversation to have, is you go to school for 4 years, and you really, really, really did not learn a damn thing. You didn't learn anything really.
Yeah.
What you learned was you learned how to
figure things out. You learn
how to think on your feet. You learn how to people learn how to cheat.
Oh, yeah,
people learn how to pull all-nighters. People learn how to regurgitate what just to get by. People know how to finesse essays.
Let's go back real quick. I will say what college does, it's a humbling pot. That's what I would say. I remember going to high school. When I was in high school,
You're not as smart as you think you
I
are.
never studied for no tests. I had 90 averages. I used to tell my teachers, why am I studying if I'm getting good grades already? Studies for people that need practice. I don't need practice.
Oh, yeah.
I told my teacher that before. I really did.
I got humbled.
I went to college. I remember my mom told me, oh, you know, when you go to college, you got to study slow harder. So I'm like, you know what, Mom? I'm going to listen to you. I'm not even going to mess around. My first test, my first bio test, I studied. I actually studied. I remember I got my paper back, and I got a 60. And I'm looking at this paper, and I'm like, I got a 60, but I studied.
But because the caliber of work is definitely different. It's definitely harder.
Yeah. And
so you actually got to step up to the plate and like, whoa, it's playing ball. Same thing with me.
Yeah.
My first semester, I'm thinking chemistry was sweet.
You took chemistry at first semester?
My first semester. Bro, because we just came out of high school getting 99s in the class in chemistry.
90,
I took
99 and 97.
When I tell you, I think I'm like, oh, I don't got to do anything. This is also coming from the dude that would graduate third in his class. I failed a class. I never failed a class in my life.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I was so smart. I'm like, yo, what you talking about?
Yeah, I remember.
And it's crazy. There was a point I could have dropped the class, but the way my spirit was like, I'm not quitting nothing. I don't need to drop this. Nah, I'm gonna study even more. And it been biting me in the butt for years and years and years. I finally, obviously, I retook it and I passed. But
hold on. That I will say, chemistry was a fight this man has had for the whole time he's been in college. You watch Family Guy? I don't know if y'all.
It's 12 rounds in the boxing
Listen.
Bro.
You remember when Peter was fighting the chicken? Like,
yeah. He always fight the chicken.
The chicken comes out at least once a season. It's a bad fight. That was him in chemistry. I'm talking about. Yo, I remember with juniors in college at this point. I remember he brought it up. He's like, yo, bro, I'm about to take this chemistry class again. And I said, he told my for freshman. He said, yo, bro, I know I passed, but I don't like the grade I got. And I got to do it again.
I was like, yo, bro, I got to do it again, Jen.
And I'm talking about, college teaches you determination.
Yeah, it teach you some resilience too. Like you gotta, it's like, yo, you get knocked down, you not going for it.
I gotta clap for you, bro.
Especially, but that was just that one. That was just that one subject for me.
Know,
but
bro.
In general, for most people, it's not as easy. So now you gotta work it. Now you gotta like, all right, damn, I do gotta pull some more. I gotta put some more hours in. There's times I wrote a 15-page paper, right? Come on, like a lot of that was filler. And I got to be up all night like this.
I'm really thinking about it.
Like, damn,
they really had us out here writing 10-page papers.
But
nothing.
Yeah. But it built
character.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it. It built character. That's not something you normally just supposed to do.
I'm talking about.
What am I writing a dissertation on something?
I had to write an 8-page paper on Othello, and I was writing a paper. I'm getting angry. I'm like, yo.
And that's when you start to, yo, who's good in English? Somebody help you out, please.
And now we go back to networking. Like, I promise you, in college, this is how people were networking. Like, I ain't gonna say too much, but you needed a paper done. Your network is your net worth.
I ain't gonna lie. I've seen people make money off of like selling.
I got paid for papers before.
I couldn't trust anybody to write my damn paper.
That was another thing.
It's the only thing for me.
Arrogance.
Yeah. I thought I was too smart to be like, bro, I'm not cheating, bro. I can't
College
have
taught
nobody.
me not to be that arrogant because I remember I'm not perfect, right? So this is after my first bio test. I failed that test. I got 60. So like I realized, I'm like, you know what? I'm not as smart as I think. So then I'm working hard. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't trying everything. So, you know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yo.
Tell me why I cheated this. Like, actually, it was a culture at this point. It's not like you're cheating. One person's cheating. It's like,
everybody cheating.
It was organized.
It's the whole classroom.
We had a whole.
I have a funny story to tell.
We had a whole face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
yo, bro, we're not. You gotta go first.
We all took this test. It was the second test.
This is what goes on. This is what goes on at higher education.
The test average for the class was 45. Everybody cheated, and I'm just trying to figure out how we cheating. And we're coming up with the wrong answers. So what's going on is the guy in the front is he thinks he had the right answer. He passed it to the girl in the back, and the girl in the back passed it to everybody. So we all getting the wrong answers. And it's like what that does to your soul and your spirit.
It's like you
humbling.
cheating and you still fail.
It's just like, yo.
It's like, what's working? You defenseless when you really don't know, right?
Yeah.
But there's a funny thing like in school. So I'm taking physics too, right?
Yeah.
This is not a class that normal people take. Like you just shouldn't take physics just for the hell
I
of it,
take
right?
physics in college. No, I opt out of that.
You
I
didn't
changed
take
my
it?
mind. I changed my mind. After A&P, I was done. I said, no,
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I'm taking physics too, right? So this is a higher level. And then just walking into a classroom before a test, people are scoping out what seats to get, who the smart person to copy off of, and then it got the answer train. So you get to see how creative people get.
That's what it
blatantly
is.
in front of the teacher, like the professor's right there, and people will figure out a way to show the whole auditorium and have it trickle down. I swear, from one side of the auditorium, mind you, these classes could fit 300 people in.
Yeah.
So it got at least 100 kids, 100 students, and you would actually laugh if you was on the outside of the classroom just looking at people stressing about a physics test, and then they're just like this. I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is hilarious.
I'm not a fan of cheating because I'm arrogant. I feel like I know more than everybody else.
Yeah, me. I couldn't trust someone else.
I couldn't trust somebody else's answer. Genuinely, in my heart, I couldn't. But it got to a point where I had to learn to lean off of not my own understanding.
He said, you're going to pull that one. He said, because clearly your understanding is wrong.
My understanding was that I didn't know nothing, so I had to lean on something else. But it was to the point where cheating wasn't. It was an art. Like it was a calculated thing.
It's how to you figure it out, bro. You figuring it out.
It was to the point. I'm talking about dudes is coming to like. It was to the point where test day people were punctual. People usually don't come on time to class. People like class started at 8:00. Class is probably filled by 8:05. Over here, there's a test at 8:00. The class is filled by 7:50. You know why? You need the best seat in the room. If you don't have the seat that's in the middle where you can see who's on the right, you get the front seat. If you get the front seat, you're done. You don't want the front seat unless you're the smart kids.
College also teach you about like deadlines, like
deadlines. Oh my
like
god!
When it's finals week or midterm week, and you got to get certain assignments done to make the cut, make the grade, or whatever, pass, graduate, whatever. I've seen, especially during finals week and midterms, I've seen the library packed to where you couldn't even get a seat. There's no 0 seats available in the library. Mind you, there's like 4 or 5 floors on here, and every seat is taken. But everybody is getting what they gotta get done when they gotta get done. They're not playing around.
I'm talking,
and you don't see a lot of like you know. Where we at, you don't see a lot of urgency. There's no sense of urgency.
It's actually weird. I remember
I've seen a lot of sense of urgency.
Freshman year, like this is when I started learning. Like I remember I had a paper due. It was due at midnight.
Oh yeah, the 11:59 assignment.
Hold on. 11:59 assignments are the worst in the world. You know why? Because it's there. You know it's there. Nobody gonna tell you to do it. Nobody's gonna tell you to do it. Your teacher brings it at one time in class, and that's it. Nobody tells you what to do. So you're like, 11:59. All right, you know it's 8 p.m. You ain't start your paper yet, but you know it's due at 11:59. So now, this is where your moral compass and your judgment starts to come into place. It's like, are you gonna do this assignment?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. My first assignment, I didn't do it. It was more so like 11:59. I'm like, all right, you know what? I got time. It's cool. I ended up falling asleep, so I didn't do my paper. I ended up falling asleep. So I get to class. I'm talking to my classmates. I'm like, yo, y'all did that paper? That was like, dude. Everybody said yes. Everybody was like, yeah. I finished it by 10. Oh, I finished it by 8. And I realized, I really have to be my own boss. I really have to. If I don't tell myself to do the work, nobody cares.
Yeah, they don't care.
Nobody cares. Everybody's just like, yo,
you're gonna
do your work, right?
Yeah, like, you do it or you don't do it. But you have the option though.
Yes.
There's a certain level of autonomy that you get when you go to school. It's like,
it's not like high school where it's like you would get 4 or 5 reminders.
Oh, do it. Your mom is telling you do it. Nah, this is you got it. You do it or you don't do it.
Yeah,
that's simple as that.
Yeah, it was very simple. So it's like, as I'm getting through college, I learned. I'm like, you know what? I start to learn. Oh, I get this done. I didn't watch the smartest people in high school. Well, in high school they were the smartest honor class kids. Get to college, fail out. You know why? Because they didn't have somebody over their shoulder saying, yo, you got to do your work. It was on some, do it if you want. It'll be here.
Yeah, because it's optional. It's like, I don't gotta do it. Or
it's
now
not optional.
That's a fire under you that you gotta do.
Yeah, it's not even that it was optional. It was just more so like Nobody's there to press you about it.
Yeah, like you will fail. No worry. They'll have no problem giving you that F.
I will never forget this. My second semester, my bio 2 teacher, that boy was cracking jokes with me all semester. Turned around and gave me a D. Yo, I'm talking about he's cracking jokes. But listen, the test average for that class was dead of 40. I'm talking about like he made the test. He said he made the test difficult so people cannot pass it. So he wasn't like he didn't ask you about vocabulary. It wasn't about vocabulary. It was about context. So you need to know 3, 4, 5 different vocabulary words to understand a single question. I'll be honest. I was from the block. I mean, not the block. I was from Queens. You know,
Your vocabulary is limited.
Not even my vocabulary was limited. My attention span to sit here and willingly process all that information.
You didn't have the will to.
I didn't have the will.
But you built. That's the thing. Like going to school. You build it. You build the will.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting the hang of it.
It's literally sink or swim. And I learned to swim.
You rise with everybody else. Exactly. You like, all right, other people working hard. I gotta work hard.
Yeah, so I learned I learned to study in college.
It did also benefit us that we like sports was also why we when you rise,
you couldn't have a bad GPA.
Yeah, when you rise above everything else. So that also is an advantage. So for people that didn't play sports, it was a little different. But again, that was also how that helped me going to school and then being in school and being an athlete. Those
were the worst times ever.
Yeah, but those both helped me in the real world and adapting to real life situations.
Because think about it like this: you remember we had 6 a.m. lift. Mm-hmm. Then you have class at 8.
Yep.
You get out. You probably have You probably don't have class. You probably have like a break at like
if your schedule is
good. Some freshmen had 7 o'clock classes. So you know what's happening? You don't got class. You got class. You done by noon. You done by 1. You got practice at 3. 3 to 6. You got practice. Sometimes practice will stretch out to 7, and then you had to talk to your coach. Yo, coach, I got class.
Yeah. And so then you tired.
You beat up mentally.
You gotta wake up again in the morning, dude.
Yeah, and then it's like
that's taxing.
There was a point with 6 a.m. lift. Then it was the 1 p.m. lift right before practice at 3, and then when you get to practice at 3, you there till 6. After 6, you gotta go eat. Then you gotta go to class, and then it's back in the morning.
But that. Us going through that give us an advantage in the workplace, and that's why a lot of times in the workplace they look for. Well, obviously you need a degree for something, right? But they look. That's when they look at your extracurriculars, see what you've been through.
Yeah, they want to see what you've been doing, like what you could do. And I also learned that from college that extracurricular activities help your resume and they makes it look more appealing. Mm-hmm. So I feel like to basically reiterate what we kept saying. Togetherness, being able to overcome things, and like different life values is what you pick up from college. The piece of paper is BS to me. Honest opinion.
It's obviously important to be a doctor. You got to go to school to be a doctor.
Absolutely.
You got to go to school to be an engineer.
Absolutely.
You got to go to school to be a lawyer.
Absolutely.
You got to go to school to be a teacher, right? They like those like a general things that you have to go to school for.
But
there's no avoiding that.
But hold on, check this out though. Those jobs that you just list, you have to go to grad school.
Yeah.
So I personally feel like undergrad is more so where you get the common core understanding of life.
And then the specialization.
Is where you actually learn the tools you need for whatever career, for a certain career path that you're pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree with that.
I feel like, I always tell people, go to even if you don't have to go for a whole 4 years if you don't want to. Just at least go for a year. Like, so you could open up your mind.
I'm saying go 2. Dibble and dabble with everything. Try your
2 years is 2 years is a good number.
At least. And try everything.
Yeah, your freshman year is like rocky. By sophomore year starts to smooth and yeah.
Is when you pick. But bro, when you're 17, 18 years old, you don't know what you want to do in life. So that's why people always switch. Oh yeah, I thought I wanted to do this, but I really don't want to do this after trying it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did all of this in college, but then I have my degree, but now I tried something else. Now I'm changing it. But it's all about trying. If I didn't try certain things, I wouldn't know what I actually like. You 18 years old. You don't know what you want to do. Unless you do know what you want to do, then don't go to school.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. If you like, yo, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. This is my business, and now you have a business plan. Cool. So now
But even then, I say,
at
some point.
No, because school, you don't need a degree. But what you do need is education. You haven't put no skim in the game in entrepreneur. So you gotta work under somebody, hustle under somebody that's in that position that you want to be.
So here's my take on all that. I feel like this is the best way to say it. School isn't important. You don't need to go to school.
You don't need school.
Education is what's important. You need to educate yourself. And whatever field you decide to do, you need to be educated in that field. So you need to find a way to receive knowledge. Knowledge is the only thing that's important. The going to higher learning and doing a higher ed, that's cool for the experience, your mindset, you could widen your horizon, whatever the case may be. But as far as like getting down to the bag, getting to the money, getting to the success,
it's all about education. In terms of your skill set.
Yes.
If plumbing is your thing, you don't need to go to school to plumbing. You need to go to trade school. Trade school, and now post trade school, which is whether there's a year program or 6 months, whatever.
Yeah.
Now your education is okay through experience daily doing that, right?
Yep.
And now if you want to have your own plumbing like company, right?
Yep.
Now the next step is, all right, I don't know how to run a business. Let me watch my supervisor how he run his business. Let me get some tips. Let me ask him for help. Let him mentor me or whatever. Still, your education is going, and now you like, oh, I just learned this through while working. I'm getting educated. I'm getting schooled by a person that knows know how to run a business. Now I can run my own business. Or now, which is even better, which is actually might be even smarter. You get work experience in real life, and then you go back to school to specialize in what you need to do. So like a lot of I feel like a business degree or face value.
I was just about to say that. So
if
usually what happens a lot.
And then
What usually happens a lot. A lot of these dudes, they start their business and stuff like that. But I learned there's always gonna get to a point where you get to that wall where you have to get to the next level. To get to the next level, a lot of these dudes, what they do, they get into like business administration fields. They don't. This is when I say like some people even go to trade schools because they learn in a trade. They they want to learn how to work the operations. They get certificates. So I say you can always go to college, but as long as you get in a trade or a certificate, you get some kind of higher form of education.
Yes.
I feel at the end of the day, what's important is getting the education. You need to be able to get a higher form of education. You need to continue to educate yourself. You need to feed yourself, because that way when you start to feed yourself, you could grow. Yeah. And at the end of the day, growth is the only thing that matters.
That's the ultimate thing, yeah.
As humans, you want to grow. You want to be better. So,
but you limit your growth when you limit your
knowledge, your network, and who you know.
A lot of times, a lot of knowledge, not book wise, is in college.
Yes,
just knowledge in general.
Yes. For example, you could go to college. Just because I went to this college, I could be in the same. That allows me to be in the same space as somebody who went to college 4, 5, 6 years ago. They're alumni.
Yes.
And it's at that point, you meeting dudes that just been there, done that, have the experience, and now they own this firm, they own that, and then you start to learn. Yeah.
One of my coaches, as it's before I graduated, I'm telling him, I'm going to school for physical therapy, whatever. He gave me his card, and he was like, my wife is the head of blah 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 physical therapy in downstate, right? And he was saying, once you're done with school, she could hook you up with whatever. Boom. That was just off the strength of me just knowing, me being in the same circle as him. Granted,
boom.
I didn't get into school for physical therapy. But things change. But I always have that contact because that door is still not closed because I can do that anytime.
No, it's not. And then that's another thing I was thinking about too. If you really think about it, bro, you can go to college whenever.
Yeah.
You can go to college.
Go to college whenever. It's never too late to go to college.
It's never too late to go to college.
I don't really want to look at the post right now, but someone that graduated from Cortland, their mom also graduated from Cortland today.
Yes, that's dope.
And I was like, that's fire.
I'm gonna tell you why they didn't give up. They kept going.
You could always learn something. You could always, obviously, some people also say it's a waste of money because it puts a lot of people in debt, and which in some schools, yes, it does.
On that note,
there's grants.
That note, I feel like a lot of us get into debt. A lot of us get because we don't use our resources. At the same time, I'm not blaming anybody. It's just we're not educated. We don't know. And that's why I feel like it needs to. These things need to change even down on a lower level towards like in high schools and stuff like that. Like these kids need to be taught better as far as like how to get money out of college.
Yeah, the application process and all that. There's a lot of free money out
I'm
there.
talking about when I went to college, like when I was applying for undergrad, I didn't know nothing. Nobody helped me with nothing.
There's scholarships for being left-handed, bro.
Yeah, I'm a lefty. I didn't even get that scholarship. I didn't know that.
But you could have got a scholarship for being
Exactly.
left-handed. You could have got a scholarship. Obviously, we're only taught you have to be a valedictorian or star football player, basketball player to get a scholarship. But that's not the case. You could write an essay and get a scholarship. They have EOPs, or like equal opportunity or whatever. Like just for being a person of color, you could get your foot in the door for something else.
To all my young black kings and queens out there, your skin color is also a blessing for you to get into school. Like it is. Like people don't know that, and I feel like somebody needs to tell you that. Like you could literally use the fact that you are a black person
as a fact,
because you're an anomaly in the education system. Like, oh, I want to go here, but you need to learn how to present it the right way. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm saying, like, we need to have more knowledge in these fields. And
even in where we're at, right? We're like being in the board of education. People talking, they're like, "Yo, we're like unicorns, right?"
It's funny because
to be a black male.
I was working in a school, and then one of the PTA members see me, and they asked me, they was like, "Yo, like, how old are you?" And I told her, and then she was just like, "Wow, like we need more of y'all. There's not a lot of y'all here."
Yeah.
She was like, "Yo, keep it going," and it's crazy because those little things, just show how it's very important to like represent, like get there. We need more people of our color in different fields. We need to get to those points. I don't even know how we got to this point in conversation, but it's still important. At the end of the day, it's still important. I'm just saying we got to be able to get our hands in everything. We need our fingers
in everything. You need your own educators, your own doctors,
lawyers.
And how do we get all these type of people? You got to go to school for something. Then other stuff, obviously, you don't need to go to college for. So your trades.
Yeah.
I need y'all to go to trades and open up
electricians, plumbers, like sanitation workers. All those different trades and stuff like that are equally as important. But we're just here to tell you from our point of view. You know what I'm saying? So
I wish one day we'll have somebody that didn't go to school to give their perspective. But we need that. We need that other.
In fact, comment on the video. Share with us your opinions, your perspectives from people that didn't go to college, as far as like how you like. What were your last 4 years like? Mm-hmm. Pretty much. What were your 4 years after college?
Yeah, your last.
What were the next
after
4
high
years?
School. After high school.
Yes. What were the next 4 years of your life like after high school? Because I feel like it's actually interesting.
I do want to know that. Yeah. So for people that didn't go to college, post high school, what was the next 4 years looking like?
Yeah.
Leave that in the description below, a comment.
Yeah.
And definitely. I think we could actually go back. Yeah, we'll have another conversation about.
We'll double take, absolutely. We'll bring some more.
Because that's something that actually I'm interested in. Because it's hard to talk about it when you don't have every perspective here. We don't have someone that didn't go to school to defend why they think whatever.
Yeah, no. So it's like we don't want people to think this is a promotional thing to go to college. We do feel like it's a good idea. It's not for everybody though. That's the thing I learned too. I learned college is dead, not for everybody. At one point, I thought it wasn't for me. I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of stuff was ridiculous. So I'm like, yo, what's up with all this rigorous work? I don't want to do this.
Nah, for me, I think it was the only option. I'm like, yo, I can't. Because to me, it's like, yo, whatever was behind me, I'm like, yo, I'm not going back there. I can't. And for some people, they think that this is the way out, or whatever. And that's how I look at it. And I'll
be honest.
I'm going for it.
I stayed at school because personally, I didn't know what else there was to do. I was like, if I don't finish this,
you clinging on to that's the safe route. That's what everyone else is doing. That is.
It was more so like to get these higher wage jobs and all that stuff that I wanted. I'm like, I got to get this diploma. That's
for physical therapy. You need to have a degree. Now we're in the education realm, in the teaching realm. You need to have a degree.
You need to have a degree.
You need to have a master's.
So it's like
certain things you just need to have.
Yeah,
So that's why we're where we at. But it's not a necessity for everyone else.
That's what I would say. I
wanna
would
be
say,
successful.
yeah, you know, you guys heard it say it the entire episode, and we're gonna keep saying it.
Facts, that's a fact.
It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Like the degree, you don't need a degree to be successful, but it depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to be a teacher, you want to be a counselor, you know, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer,
Gotta go to school
you want to
for
be a
that.
judge. These are the things you got to go to school for because you got to further your education. You got to prove that you're savvy in the education. You got to prove that you understand these things. So,
But yeah, and then even in other endeavors, you gotta get some sort of education, whether it's on a hands-on education, learning through experience. You gotta be good at something
yeah.
to be successful, quote unquote, and then to turn that into dollar amount.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we covered
covered
everything.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So this is episode 19 of We Gotta Do Better. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Thank y'all for.
Share your opinions. Please share your opinions.
See y'all next time.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.